Okay, so we're back at our desktop. We're gonna go over the start menu. So the start menu, as you recall, it has the power button, right? So I tap on that Windows icon in the lower left corner. I tap on that power icon, and then I get all these different options. I can shut my computer down. I can restart it. So if Microsoft Tech Support ever says you need to restart your computer, that's what you do. Okay. So I can go to my settings, I can go to my pictures, I can go to my documents. So these are just common folders and with common files that most people are going to want quick access to. You can also access them through here. What we're going to do is we're going to just work on scrolling. So if you have your mouse, right, and you have your start menu open, one of the things you can do is when you hover your mouse over this is a scroll wheel or scroll bar, I'm sorry. If you take your mouse and you just left click, just click once, hold it, and then drag down, and then move it up, you can scroll through this bar, okay? Really, really fast. If you're on a tablet or you have a Surface or a touch screen, you can use your fingers and you can just flick through, okay? But if you have a mouse, most of you probably have a mouse, you're going to take your mouse, you're going to hover over this bar, you're going to left click, okay? And then you're just going to move it down and move it up. And that's how you can just scroll through these applications you have on the left. If you see these tiny little arrows, you see this tiny little arrow at the top, it's really, really small, and a tiny little arrow at the bottom, you can click on that arrow. I'm just clicking, click, 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 left click, 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 click. Remember, right click is for the contacts. Most of your movements are going to be with your left click. I'm going to go down to the bottom. I'm going to click, click, click. That'll help me move a little bit slower and incrementally, right? If I take my mouse and I put it right here and I just click here, you see how my bar just moved a lot, right? So that's another movement pattern if you want to move. But most people are just going to hover over this bar. They're going to left click, they're going to hold it, and they're just going to drag it up, drag it down, drag it up, drag it down. Shortcut. Let's say you have a lot of applications here. And you have an application you want to look for is the Word application. So Word is W. Word is all the way at the bottom. And you don't feel like scrolling, left click, hold, drag and drag and drag. Like you don't feel like doing that, right? Let's say your wrist hurts. Well, how do I get to Word from the start menu without dragging? If you look at the top and you see that pound sign, I have it highlighted right there. That pound sign, if you hover your cursor over it, it's going to highlight. If I click on that, so just left click or tap, oh my God, I have all my applications listed by the alphabet. So if I want Word, you know what I can do? Tap. It takes me straight to W. Okay, so we're going to do that again. You see that pound sign. You're going to hover. You're going to left click it. And it's going to pull up that menu. And you're going to say, I want to go to Word. So I'm going to hit W. And it's going to take you straight down to Word. You don't have to scroll or do anything. And you can just click it. You can open Word. And Word is going to open for you. Okay. Other things about your start menu. This is your productivity. So these are the tiles that you want to use the most. So remember when we did the right click, right? Remember we did right click and we said pin to start. And then we went to the start menu and guess what? It's right here over here. Okay, so this is just another place where you could put the applications you use most. Windows tends to have this already filled out for you, so I use Office. So Office is there for me. It's right there. It's the first thing you see. I have my mail app on all the time. Edge is the browser that comes with Windows. I have a to-do list. I have a Twitter. I have an Instagram. So I have a lot of stuff here. And I even have folders here, right? Remember, we put our recycling bin there. And if I want to get rid of it, again, right click, unpin. Right click, unpin. Okay. The other thing about this is Windows has these things called live tiles. So you can see an example of the live tiles working right here for my mail app. What it's doing is I only have 2 new messages. So it's scrolling through the first few words of that message all the time. You can turn live tiles on, you can turn them off. I turned them off for the Photos app, but I'm going to turn it back on again. And how do you think I'm going to turn it back on again? If you guessed, right click, you're right. So I'm going to hover over that Photos thing. I'm going to right click it. My contacts menu is going to pop up. I don't see anything about live tiles yet, okay? I see a bunch of recent files that I had, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to More, and I'm going to turn on live tiles. Now, there are other things I can do. I can pin it. I can go to the settings for this particular application. I can rate it in the store. I can share it with a friend. But right now, I'm just going to turn on the live tiles function. So as you can see, it's going to start cycling through some of the photos that I have in my photos section. So that's the live tiles. Not every application is going to have live tiles, but for the Photos app and the Mail app, if you want to turn them on, you can turn them on. So that way you can just get a visual idea of what you have available to do in those applications. All right, so I'm going to see you guys later. Have a great, wonderful day.